Welcome to episode 21 of A Message From. We're your hosts. I'm Alyson.
I'm Edward.
Happy belated Father's Day. Holidays are hard on the pod. I said happy belated Father's Day.
When was Father's Day? When was Father's Day?
Oh my God. Like June 20th.
Oh, right. Happy belated Father's Day.
I'm like,
I
your
literally
poor
was like,
dad.
Oh, I forgot my father. No, not yet. Or maybe
Not
I
yet,
did.
but you
Who
might.
knows? I could
Who
have forgotten.
knows?
I probably would not have.
Well, so what I was saying is holidays are hard on the pod because with our recording schedule, we're either wishing people a happy whatever, like a week early or a week late.
Yeah.
This time we opted for a week late. Secret. We usually forget to do it early.
Yeah. Because what day is it? June 20th, you said?
I'm pretty sure it's June 20th.
That is a Sunday.
Sunday.
Today is June 22nd when the people are listening. So
yes.
When
so happy belated Father's Day.
To all the fathers who listen to the pod.
Yeah, all the true dads who listen to the pod. If you had a good Father's Day, hopefully this brings back good memories for you. If you had a bad Father's Day, we are not responsible for that. Well, we might be. We're your children.
Yeah, I was like, who knows? It's more likely than you think.
Oh.
I finished work yesterday.
That's exciting.
Very exciting. I was kind of sad to like say goodbye to the kids. They were all like, no, don't go, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm leaving. It's summertime for me. A lot of them were like, where are you going? And I was like, to my house in Madrid. And they were like, to England. And I was like, no. They're like, to America. And I was like, no. And they like just didn't get it. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to my hot flat. To spend all summer in my hot flat.
With that beautiful view of the pool that you can't go to.
Yes. Oh, but one of my friends is moving to, I don't know what would you call this? Like an apartment complex? Yeah? Yeah. Because in Spain they're called like urbanizaciones, but they're called like urbas for short. And they always are like, I don't know what, they always say like, my building or my whatever, they say my urba. And I go, yeah, I understand. But they always like, what do you say? I was like, the apartment complex.
Yeah, you call it an apartment complex. You would call it an apartment complex, but then if you were referring to like your specific building in the complex, you would just say like, oh, my building.
Right. So yeah, so I guess my friend is moving to an apartment complex. Or maybe it's just a building. Who knows?
Well, yeah, because I imagine a complex being like, there's obviously multiple buildings, but then there's like amenities too, right? You might have like a pool or a gym or a...
Right. I mean, I technically live
space or whatever.
In an urba.
Oh.
Even though it only has benches outside, no pool. But anyway, my friend's moving to one that has a pool, and I'm like, ooh, you'll be seeing me very soon. Very soon.
Very nice.
Very hot.
It's getting hot in Madrid.
Oh, it's already so hot. So hot.
Speaking Here too.
Hot. And summer. Look at this beautiful transition happening right before our eyes.
We're gonna have a hot girl summer.
That's not where I was going with that. But we are.
Oh.
But also, yes. I was going to say, we have a message from Pilar asking about...
We do have a message from Pilar.
Summer. So we could... Because I got stories to tell. I'm sure you do too.
Okay, great. Let's jump into it.
Let's jump in. Let's dive into the hot...
Dive in. Make a splash.
Make a summer splash with Pilar's message.
Hello to the pod. This message is a long time coming, so forgive me for my tardiness. It should have happened many episodes ago. But let's see. With summer coming up, I guess my message is, what is your favorite summer memory? Either together or apart. Either, I guess, hopefully a good memory. But what was like a summer that was memorable for you? Yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you, Pilar. Tardy to the party, but appreciated nonetheless.
Do you know what the song Tardy
Yes.
for the Party from Real Housewives of Atlanta? Oh, iconic.
Of course.
Don't
Kim,
get
right?
tardy
Kim
for the
Zolciak?
party. Yes, Wig, as she was referred to as. Yeah.
Poor girl.
Poor girl. And should I introduce Pilar a little bit?
Yes, please tell everyone who Pilar is.
Pilar is my friend. Done. Just
Yeah.
kidding. No, Pilar is one of my good friends who lives in Madrid with me. And she's back after spending an extensive amount of time in California. She let us have that beautiful message about summertime. Sizzling hot
So
summertime.
happy. It's perfect timing, too, because,
Mm-hmm.
it's basically summertime. You finished work yesterday, so it's summertime for you.
Yes.
It was 90-plus degrees here all last week, so it's summertime for me, too.
Summer is here, and by the time the pod has gone live on the Tuesday that your beautiful two ears are listening to, or one, depending on how many headphones you have in, it is 2 days into summer.
I thought we were going to go somewhere else with that.
No, where?
I thought there was going to be something dark about, if you only have one ear.
Oh my god, no. Even if you only had one ear, you could still hear with the ear hole. It just
maybe, or what if your eardrum is damaged?
Right, exactly. That's the alternative, unfortunately. But I think...
Anyway.
I don't know. But okay.
How did I lead us down this road? Back to the facts that summer is coming.
Summer's coming, but by the time this goes live, it'll be 2 days into the season of summer. Officially.
True.
Or one day. I'm not really sure if it's the 20th or the 21st. I think it's the 20th.
I thought it was the 20th, too. In my mind, it was the 20th.
I believe so. It's the end of Gemini season, start of Cancer season. That's usually when summer is. And it also says right there, June 20th, Gemini season ends, right above my computer. So it must be right.
Absolutely.
We don't have any memories of summer together. Well, we have the one, and it's not a good one.
It's not a good one. Our time together ended in May, so technically it wasn't summer yet.
Nor full-on spring.
Yeah.
Yes. We spent an autumn,
a winter,
and a spring together. And this year we'll complete the cycle and get a summer in.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I was thinking about my favorite summer memories, or just summer memories in general, ones that stuck out. And I was like, well, it depends on what time of my life we're talking about, or what time of life, right? I don't know if I have oh my god, this was the best summer ever. I've had those many times.
Same.
Blessed, never stressed. But they were in different points of my life. High school, I had a good one in uni. And then being an adult, quote unquote, I guess you could say, is what I am. So those count as well. But I don't know what you were thinking.
One day we'll have to talk about being quote unquote adults.
Oh god. When I'm 50 years old.
Yeah. No, I was feeling the exact same way. I don't have one single summer that sticks out, but it's different phases in life. There are different summers that are really memorable.
I think if I was gun to the head, had to choose, which stupid, why would you ever have to do that, picking your favorite summer? But in this scenario, it would be, I think, summer 2K14. So 2014.
Okay. And why?
I'm thinking about it as a whole. It was, but it's also in my head, we made it seem like it was the best summer of our lives. It was me and a group of 3 people. We did these trips to places. We were like going into senior year of university, so it was like riding that high. And like,
Okay.
yeah.
Trips to places. Can you be specific about at least one trip to one place?
We went like on a trip to like Western New York.
Okay.
To like visit one of the girls' like families or whatever, and like their restaurant there. And then we went on like another trip to, where was that? I don't know, somewhere. It might have been in Pennsylvania or something. Like, it must have been. We went like boating and tubing one day on like a river, I think, or something, or a lake. Very confusing. But I mean, 2 trips essentially. I guess that's it. And, but I also went to New York that summer too. Forgot about that. Oh my god, that was such a fun summer. And we started this, like, we had these series of house parties called Apps and Zerts, which you've seen Parks and Rec, right?
And Zerts. Yeah.
Yeah, so we like stole it from that, but we were just really bored because it was also the summer of the World Cup. So we just watched the World Cup during the day, and we would cook all day, and then we would just have a bunch of appetizers and desserts that we made, and then we would just invite a bunch of people over, and we'd
Perfect.
have like it at the time was a very iconic party, and getting invited to the Apps and Zerts was a big deal.
Exclusive.
It was, and when anybody at my house eating my food.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, the first time we had it, there was only 3 people there, and we had a lot of food, and we just sort of sat around and just ate for like 10 hours. It's gross. But yeah, that's like standout big one for me. I don't know about you.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. Like, if I had to pick just one.
Gun to the head.
I don't know if I can.
Well, boom, you're dead. Look at that. Now you'll never have a fun summer again.
All that just because I couldn't pick one single fun summer.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've talked about this before, obviously, with my grandma sending in all these messages. Like, a big part of my summer was, going to the lake and spending my time there and, like, walking in the woods, going for boat rides, going tubing, water skiing, bonfires at night, all that stuff. But I guess one of my other favorite summer memories is, I would say, like elementary school through
throwing it
even
way
through
back.
College. Okay, well, we can throw it way back. Like, summers when I was a kid, like elementary school, were incredible because my street, everyone on the block was in a good age range. Like, my neighbors, my best friend lived down the street. There were 2 houses right across from us that had kids that were like my sister's age. A couple houses down the street, kids right around my age. So every summer night, we were like playing street hockey. We were playing capture the flag. We were just like running around the neighborhood, like our block, at until we had to come inside and go to bed. So, I mean, that was most of my childhood summers. We would have a block party every summer, and it was the coolest thing. So we'd block off the streets. We always had like a little ice cream cart.
Love.
We would do a bike parade, so everyone would like decorate their bike, and we would like do a little bike parade. One year, a couple years actually, I think we had like a blow up thing.
Oh, fun.
Everyone would make food. It was great. It was a great time.
That does sound like a good time as a child. Like, that seems like something you would look forward to and remember very, very fondly.
Yeah. But what I was going to say before that was basically like elementary through college, every summer, my family, like my immediate family and I, would go to Florida. We would do this for spring break too, but then in the summer, we would usually spend like 2-3 weeks there. And just like going to the beach every day, like just relaxing, hanging out, living your best life in the sun.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I'd say I didn't really grow up with the beach too much. Like if it was like a lake maybe. I think we went to Jersey when I was a child quite a bit. Or Delaware, I can't remember.
Delaware has nice beaches.
Yeah.
So I've been told. I've never been.
I went once. I had a good time. I had a very good time. Fond memories. I don't want to get into them. But no, it was good. But it's like I never really grew up around the beach too much. I was always very jealous of people who did. I grew up in the city with like bandanas and spray on glitter and like city ice cream trucks and Spice Girls gum.
I mean, I grew up in a suburb, and then obviously in Michigan, you're like never far from a lake. So
True, we have learned. We talked all about your deep, extensive knowledge of aquatic lake life.
Lake life? Yeah. Lake life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like you know how people have like live, laugh, love on their wall?
Oh
It's
aquatic lake life.
You have like lake life or like up north or at the lake. Up north,
really?
there's
Is that a
debates
thing?
about this. There's debates about this between like Michiganders about like what constitutes as up north. But basically, if you say everyone goes up north, right? You just say like, I'm going up north, and it means you're going like anywhere slightly like north or west of where you live to a lake or water.
Okay. Yeah. I know what that means. I get it. Yeah. The localization of the language. Interesting.
Yes. Linguistics.
Oh, we'll get another podcast about that. We'll have to get into that another day.
Fun times.
But more recently, I mean, like, I guess then we have high school. High school summers. I worked a lot, which we'll get into that probably next week. But I worked at a library. So a lot of air conditioning. Beautiful. Loved. But we went to a friend's house with a pool on. I guess that was fond memories. But then when you're like older, you're like do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know. I mean,
I had a pool, so
oh my god, I know. Yeah. So you
I was
pool.
just like,
I had a crick.
I'm just gonna stay by myself and hang out in the pool. Like,
yeah, that would be nice. I didn't have that. Spent a lot of summer nights, like towards the end of my high school career, lol, my time in high school, like going to like hang out with friends at like, you don't know what Eaton Park is, but like it's like a local restaurant in like Western PA. Like Eaton Park after like deck hockey games that I obviously didn't play in, but I would watch my friends play their team, and then we would all go. I was like me with the girls sitting in the stands, and then we'd all go to Eaton Park after, have a whatever, like a, what are those things
fun
called?
times.
Like an ice cream sundae or whatever.
Okay.
The
I was the motion you were making. I was like, a hurricane? Like you guys were drinking those big frozen drinks?
I was 17, 18.
Look,
People be
maybe it was
doing
a
that,
virgin
though.
one, but
Oh, that's true.
there was it was
Yeah, I was trying to evoke the like glass smoothie container. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Once
Like a
again,
shake.
thank God this is not a visual podcast.
Maybe one day.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, or maybe not.
Maybe, we'll see. We'll put it to a vote whenever we become famous. Run it up. Come on, you guys. Run up those numbers. Spread the word. It's like, run what up? Yeah, the numbers. Run them up. But more recently, I was thinking, like, what have I done over the summers that's been super memorable other than run away from you to Denmark? And
Yeah, that was memorable.
very memorable. That is true. It was memorable. Oh.
It was, you know what she said, good or bad? It's burned into my memory. Lying in my bed, waking up in the morning to your WhatsApp saying that you just were leaving and you weren't going to be in Italy.
Yeah, why don't we take a break and cool off a bit, and we'll talk about something else.
Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. We hope you had a good break. We had a good break.
Do you feel better? You were getting heated about that memory.
I've blown off some steam. I have better days in my mind. So another really memorable summer for me was the summer that I had an internship in the Canadian Senate.
Yeah, I don't know too much about this, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, so it's this like really long-standing program that the University of Michigan partners with a Canadian university. So, like, Canada is literally right there. Like, you drive over the bridge, you just stand on the Detroit River, and you look across, and there's Canada. It's like,
Right.
if you live in Michigan, you've gone to Canada, no big deal.
Okay.
So there's a university in Windsor, the city, like right across the river, that does this internship program partnered with University of Michigan every year since like the 80s or something wild like that.
Oh my God.
It's
The
mostly
1880s?
like
When you did it?
yes, the 1880s when I did it for the first time. We paddled ourselves across the Detroit River in our little wooden canoes and our petticoats, and then we hitchhiked our way to Ottawa.
On horse and buggy.
Of course. You know, horse-drawn carriages, of course.
Yes.
Avoiding the marauders every night.
This is the Oregon Trail, but to Ottawa.
Exactly.
The Ottawa Trail. Okay, all right. So you arrive in Ottawa after 2 months of travel.
Exactly. I mean, in all actuality, I took a train. Okay?
A steam train.
A steam train with my trunks full of all of my beautiful dresses.
Yes.
And my bonnets.
And your bonnets. Yes, and your corsets.
My bonnets.
Love a good bonnet.
All that jazz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you made it to Ottawa.
Anyway, yeah. So there was a group of us, I don't know, maybe like 15 of us, 20 of us. Mm-hmm. We all had internships with either, with a member of parliament. So either a senator or a representative in the House. Mm-hmm. And, you were kind of tried to match up based on like your interests, what you were going to school for. And there were some like a lot of group planned activities too. Like we would go to certain museums together, or we had like a trip to Quebec, Quebec City. We went to Montreal. It was fun. Oui, bonjour. It was a lot of fun, and it was good too because even though, like I said, we were doing group activities on some of the weekends and stuff, it was also, we were living in like apartment style dorms. We were right in the city, walking to work every day. It was like a really good look into what, quote unquote real life would be. Right. Living in a city, going to work every day, working on a project, just getting to hang out with your friends afterwards. It was a lot of fun.
That does sound like a good time.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was when summer. Again? You were in uni?
That was in 2012. Yeah. I was in undergrad. So that was in 2012. I actually should have graduated already, but I went for an extra semester. So it was between my like 4th year of undergrad and then my final semester of undergrad.
I didn't know you were a 5th year senior.
I was a 5th year senior.
Oh my God.
Senior.
Speaking of like international stuff, international summers, which is all my summers now, as an international.
Lucky you.
Individual. And most of my summers recently have just been. I've just been au pairing. Well, not last summer, but. And it's strange because it's like I viewed it as like my vacation time, literally. I mean, I was on vacation because it wasn't at work, but I would do this au pair gig. And I realized I was like writing it down and thinking about it, and I was like, I've been to a lot of places, done a lot of things.
Yeah.
Most notably, as we've said before, ran away from you to Denmark. But I think out of all of my au pair summers, which there have been 3 of before the panorama hit us hard, I think my favorite would have been the one in 2019 right before Little Miss Panorama, when I ran away from you.
Yeah.
To Denmark.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course that would be your favorite.
Yeah, just to rub it in.
I do have to say that was probably the one I was most jealous of.
That summer,
yeah. Just because the region you were in, oh my gosh. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I need to go.
Yeah, that was the year I spent 3 months au pairing and well, obviously we know I went to Denmark. But I was supposed to just be in Italy the whole time. But Denmark was a beautiful surprise, lovely time. But it was just like, it was so nice because it was like the beach for 1 month, like in Liguria, and then like up to Torino. And I mean, honestly, this is all humidity, so that was miserable. But
Yeah.
then like going to Denmark, coming back, not seeing you, was great. And then how many times can I bring it up
Good
in one
times.
episode?
Are we even going to be friends anymore after this episode?
We'll see if this goes live.
It's fine because this summer when I come visit you, I'm going to ditch you to go to France. So
What if I like surprise, like get on a bike and go to France?
100% I wouldn't be surprised. I was thinking about this last night. I was like, something's going to happen and he's going to be like, quelle surprise, I'm coming to France.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back
And
to your summer.
Back to
Torino and then Bolzano. Talk to me about that.
First I went to Venice, which was
Well, I love Venice.
magical. I don't even care that it was like peak hottest sin, peak tourism. It was, I can only imagine what it's been like now when people visit during the panorama and it's like more empty. Must be incredible. But like even being
Oh my
around those
gosh.
throngs of people, I was like, I'm obsessed with this place. I'm obsessed.
I love Venice.
It's
Literally,
amazing.
bury me in Venice. We'll have to get into Venice more in depth sometime
Yeah.
because I feel like you either love it or you hate it.
True. And I have quite the story about St. Mark's Basilica. We'll get into that in another episode. But then I went to Bolzano, which was almost like more Germany than, like more German. And by Germany, I mean like Germanish, not Germany.
Yes, we get it.
Because of Austria is next to it.
Exactly.
Yes. Geography. And that was
Didn't
cool.
they fight over that region in World War One? Wasn't that like
Yes. One of them, yeah, it was like it's back
it's
and
going
forth.
back and forth?
Yeah. So the village I was living in with the family was actually like a German-speaking village.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So that was actually pretty wild. So when I would go and like interact with people that summer, I actually like even with their friends or something, like they all spoke just German and Italian. Like not a lot of people spoke English because I mean, like usually it's Italian or English or something like that to that effect.
Yeah.
And so it was like a lot of me being like, oh, I really got to speak Italian here because German, no.
German.
And especially
No,
the
thank you.
dialect that they spoke there. I was like, what?
What?
No. But that was wild. Mostly because we lived on top of a mountain. That was
I mean, the photos
incredible.
were beautiful.
Incredible. Yeah.
Like,
I picked wine grapes. Incredible.
I dream about going there.
Yeah. It was I just can't overstate how incredible it was. So many bike
That's
rides. I've never ridden a bike
incredible.
so much in my life since the accident in Paris, which is another story for another day. But I mean, I've been very lucky, I think, over all the summers.
Yeah.
Even when I went to Poland and I did Italy and Poland, and that was insane in a good way. I hitchhiked. Story for another day.
Oh my! I don't.
Wait,
think
you don't know
told
about
me
that story?
that.
You must know
Yeah, I
that
don't
story.
think so.
Oh,
Am I
guess-
blocking it out?
Should I tell it now?
Tell it now.
Okay, I'll tell it now. Ooh, how exciting.
Tell the story.
So, all right, how do we get started with this story? The host mother and I, this was like towards the end of my stay. We're going to go into the city because we lived like in a village outside of Warsaw. Full of wild boars at night. Very fun. You could hear them fighting and squealing on the other side of the
Squealing.
creek. That was,
You were almost killed by wild boars in Poland.
yeah, straight. Well, I did see one the day I arrived. I will say that.
Oh my god.
And she had to like slowly drive by it. So it was like, it didn't attack the car. And I was like, what? Where the hell am I?
What?
Yeah. But we decided that she was like, we should go into the city and like have vodka. And I was like, great. Sounds like quite the thing I need to do while living in Warsaw, well, outside of Warsaw.
I mean, it's the Polish thing to do.
I know. I was like, of course, je suis Polish. And so we got to do this. And so we take a bus to a closer town, and then we take a bus from there, like a city bus, into the city of Madrid, yikes, the city of Warsaw, and then we take a metro. And then we finally get to where we need to be. So that's like kind of how far away we are in terms of transportation. 2 buses, a metro, and a walk.
All for some vodka.
Yes. And we go to this place. It's like a milk bar situation. So it was like cool. And we tried like a bunch. There was like a lemon one that I was like, oh, I really like this one. We just had like normal stuff, which is very good in Poland. I know a lot of people like don't. Whenever I take them to the Polish restaurant, they're like, no, vodka. And I'm like, this is not what you drank in university. It's very different. And there was one that was like bison grass, and they put like a little bison grass in it. It was very cool. Host mom gets a little,
just a
little carried away. She was a small woman. She got a little carried away. We probably had about like 6 a piece, maybe. So it was like quite a bit. But her getting a little carried away made me more grounded. Does that make sense?
Someone's got to be in charge and aware of the situation.
Exactly. And especially because we had to somehow get back to the village.
Via metro, bus, train, car, bike.
Exactly. And like, I don't really speak Polish, so I need her. So we decide to leave. She's like, well, we should stay a bit longer. I'm like, there's only 1 train left. Like, we need to go to get to Piaseczno, this like town that we had switched at. And I was like, well, we can't take the metro and the buses. We're taking this train. And so we get there. She's like, okay, there's probably not going to be any buses. So I'm going to download Uber, and we'll Uber from this town to our house. And I was like, okay, sounds great. She's like, I've done it before, no big deal. And I was like, full trust in you. All right. That's where I went a little bit wrong. We get there in Piaseczno, and there's no Ubers. 0 Ubers. And it's like not that late. It's probably like midnight 30 at the latest. It's just
they're not coming to Piaseczno.
They're not coming to Piaseczno. The buses are done.
They said no.
And everyone who was there like already got in their car and left. And I was like, well, okay, what do we do, woman? Like, where are we going?
Sleep outside on a bench.
And she was like, no big deal. We'll just flag someone down. I've done it like many of times, and they'll just drive us to our thing if we're going in the right direction. And I was like, so we're going to hitchhike. And she was like, yeah, sure. I don't know what that word is. And I was like, that's what's happening. And we go.
I'm so stressed about this.
And we see a car come down, and it's like what you imagine, like a douchebag from Poland would be driving.
Oh my gosh!
Right,
okay,
so it's like a little souped-up sports car. Yeah.
What is the standard hitchhiking signal in Poland?
I'm pretty sure she just put an arm out, but I did not
just
pay
like
too much attention.
Like a bus is coming and you just like...
She like flagged him down, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she talks to them, obviously in Polish. I don't understand a single thing. And she's like, let's get in the car. And I was like, okay, great. This seems to be working out. Like I said, this woman's very small. These people are riding with their seats all the way back, right? So she just sits down like it's no big deal. I am scrunched up like an origami paper in the back of his car while they're like all chatting in Polish, having a good time. I'm like writing down the songs that are playing on the radio because I can see them on the screen because I'm like, this song's pretty good, even though it's like a trash Polish song. Disco Polo. And we end up getting to our house. We get out. Yes, sorry. You signaled that you needed a question time. Yes.
Disco Polo. It just brought me back this... Wow. I swear I've listened to a song called Disco Pogo, and I think it's like a crazy German song.
That actually kind of rings a bell for me, too. It reminds me... Is it similar to like Crazy Frog?
Do I know that song?
You must know Crazy Frog.
We're gonna figure this out.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to this. Continue your story.
So we get to the house. We all say like, "Papa, bye," and we like get out of the car. They drive away. it's like very nighttime. There's like fog. And she's like laughing to herself. And I'm like, what is so funny? And she was like, I've never hitchhiked in my life. I cannot believe that we made it home. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God. I would die.
She was like, yeah, they were just like traveling. They were literally going to drive on this road anyway. And it just all worked out. And I was like, I was just like, I need to go to bed. And I just like opened the gate because everything's gated because of the wild boars. So we were standing outside the gate and I was like, I don't want to be out here. I'm going to hear something come up and attack me.
Yeah, you guys were just so standing targets for those boars and their horns.
Yeah, they always told me because I would go for lots of runs. And they would tell me, if you see a wild boar, and this is probably also just to scare me, but at the same time, I heard them all night. You need to run in a zigzag because they can't keep up that way. If you run in a straight line, they can catch you.
These Polish people just wanted to terrify you.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like, but I saw one. We would
boars.
see their tracks from when they fight on the other side. When we would take the dog for a walk, you could see like the mud would be all torn up, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's where they fought yesterday." Ugh. I know. So anyway, I went to bed and said, "This was fun. This was wild, but I am ready to go back to Madrid."
That is truly wild.
Yeah, that's one of my that's quite a memorable summer story.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Hitchhiking in Poland.
Hitchhiking in Poland.
Well, we got another chapter name for your book.
Hitchhiking in Poland?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I should write that one.
We've been writing your book in our memories for many years.
Man, yeah, that's about 6 years of titles on that note. If that note ever disappeared, I would be destroyed. But I digress.
The book is just chapter titles.
Yeah,
There's
no context,
no actual text.
It's just one long iCloud note. Copy and paste it onto it's mostly a pamphlet, I guess. Like a thick pamphlet. But yeah. I want to thank P for sending us a message. It was a good
great
message.
message.
I know. Got to take a trip down memory lane just in time for summertime.
Always a good time.
P will get her postcard. P, send us your...
She will get her postcard
your address.
As soon as someone shares me her address.
It's probably going to be me.
Casey, did you get your postcard? I know you sent us a message recently.
She changed She moved recently.
Yes.
Did you write down the new address?
Recently. I did write down the new address, but I don't know if she got the old postcards.
I don't know. We'll have to. She'll let us know.
I could ask her personally, but instead I'm choosing to do it live on the air.
Well, this is the time we budget for postcard update, so
exactly.
Yeah, just like Pilar and Casey, if you want a postcard, you must call us at 202-630-4509 if you're stateside. If you're international, or rather, just write to us a message from pod@gmail.com, and check us out on amfpod.com for some extra stuff and a message from on Instagram. Rate and review, and we'll see you next Tuesday as per usual. Yeah.
Have a lovely week.
Have a lovely week.
Bye.
Bye.